That's why I go shopping. Big money popping. That's why I go shopping. You coming with me, shorty? Yeah, you don't gotta. This big thing, something. Your little thing, nothing. I'm codeine. I don't fuck with the cussing. Trigger finger itching, so a nigga stay busting. I be frustrated, so a nigga stay cussing. So if I get the
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Two Dumb Yinzers. This is episode 150. 150. What is going on, Mike?
I am living the dream. I am pumped. I'm excited. Let's give a preview. Season finale. It's
Apparently
beautiful.
I'm Ryan Stone Cowboy.
That's what I've heard. That's the word on the street. I like it. I love it. I made a promise that I would change the name. So the name has changed. I'm a man of my word.
So, hey, everybody. Today's episode 150. It's a special day because today is the last show of season 2, the very last show of season 2. So let me explain, just in case you don't understand what that means. So we're going to finish up today. Then this is going to end season 2. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is going to pass, and we will be back. We'll be back live with the very first episode of season 3 on Monday, and we'll be on to talk about the Patriots game. So there's not going to be much to miss. We're going to take Mike's going to take a nice long vacation in the meantime. And me, I'm going to probably just sit around and scratch my balls since I have that issue going on, since I shaved my pubes for the interview a couple of days ago. But it's going to be a
lotion.
Fun-filled vacation. 3 days, and in those 3 days, we're going to be doing studio work, getting update on our equipment. That way, we we come back in season 3, everything is going to be updated. And but like I said, just take a little vacation with us, a little 3 days, and then we'll be starting back up Monday. What do you got planned for big vacation, Mike?
Oh, I got a whole lot of nothing planned. It's just going to be a lazy time.
Yeah.
Go relax, rest up. My body's sore, so I'm going to rest up and heal.
That's never a bad thing, man.
No, it's not.
You got to get some sleep on your vacation.
Yeah, but we both know that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
We know my kid. He hates me. Dad's not allowed to sleep.
So this is season 2, the ending of season 2. We got a lot to talk about today, Mike. Just let me find where I need to be here on my computer, and then we can get rolling. I got some pretty good scoop here this morning we can talk about.
I love the scoop. I love spill the tea.
All right,
as the kids say.
Spill the tea.
So you got to spill the tea.
I just need to get in position because here in a little while, I'm going to give shout outs to our guests for the season. So I want to make sure I don't miss anybody.
Oh, you're going to miss everyone.
All right. So there we go. So yes, today is the last day of season 2. We have a lot going on. I have some things I want to talk about. Plus we got shout outs. We're going to finish out the season with a trivia, of course. Michael.
Right.
The Pirates sweep the Reds. They sweep the Reds 4-0. They win yesterday 10-4.
Wow.
Bring up their record to 55-88. They're only 29 games out of first place. The Reds fell 6-86, and they only have a 1.5 lead on us. So
look at that. Buccos.
The comeback has started, people.
Yeah. Really?
They start
really
a 4-game set against the Mets today. They're up at Citi Field in Queens, New York. This is game 1 of 4. Game 1's tonight at 7:20. Check that out if you dare. So Najee Harris is expected to play.
Yes.
He didn't participate, greatly during this week of practice. If any, I'm not sure how much he did actually get into participate, but he does plan on playing Sunday. That's gonna hopefully help us beat the Patriots. But yes, we do. We have New England Patriots, a big game for us. And I don't know if anybody saw this. but this is the first game that the Steelers and the Patriots played one another since December 6, 1998,
Yeah.
where neither Ben or Tom Brady were the playing quarterback in this game. So,
That's insane.
almost, 24, 25 years. When you put it that way, that's insane.
It is too. Like, I can't even remember that game. I remember Drew Bledsoe was the quarterback
Yeah,
for the
right.
Patriots. I don't even know who the Steeler quarterback would have been.
It would have probably been Cordell.
Probably, yeah, Cordell or Tommy Maddox, but I think it might have been Cordell.
You figure 98, that was definitely Cordell time.
Yeah.
And, Tommy came after the XFL season, which didn't start till after 2000. So
Yeah, you're right.
definitely Drew Brees and Cordell Stewart. I like to go back and watch the tape of that game.
Drew Bledsoe and Cordell Stewart.
Or Drew Bledsoe. And you will see shortly why Drew Brees slipped out of my mouth.
Oh.
Couple other sports news stories. First, Roger Federer announces retirement. Roger Federer, he seems like he's been playing tennis for a long time.
Oh, yeah. He, as long as I can remember, one of the greatest tennis players of all time.
Yes, Roger Federer, everybody, hanging it up. That whole generation of tennis players, with the Williams sisters and Roger Federer, and that generation is over. They're gonna have to start propping up a new group of well-known successful tennis players.
I'm not a big tennis person, like, to know, but those names, like you said, Venus, Serena, Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, for like the longest time, it seemed like those, like especially the Williams and Federer, were like the top three that you always heard about.
Absolutely. So if you are into tennis, that might bum you out a little bit.
It bummed me out a little bit too. I just like sports in general.
Absolutely. The game this weekend, the Steeler game. Now the last week's Steeler game against the Bengals was the highest rated game on CBS since NFL returned to CBS in 1998, with I believe about 17.5 million viewers. Today, if you look at the map of where the game is going to be covered and played, and on television sets, it looks like we should be setting more records this week, Mike, because it looks like it's about 98% of the country.
Oh, yeah.
And little pockets here and there have the other games, a lot of them regional action. But I'd expect New England and Pittsburgh to do better than Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, just because of who New England is.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they're not the same team that they were for 20 years. However, the franchise is the franchise, and I think a lot of people are going to watch, and there are a lot of people are going to want the Steelers to beat the New England Patriots.
This is a team. This is the game where, like, nationally, like, outside of like the fan bases, everyone hates both teams.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not a Steeler fan, you hate the Steelers like with a passion. If you're not a Patriots fan, you hate the Patriots with a passion. And so I'm looking forward to, just to see what everyone's reaction is going to be with these two teams playing. They're going to be like, oh my God, not these two again.
I'm gonna be glued to the TV. There's no chance in hell that I'm not going to catch the Steeler Patriots game, because there's not a chance in hell that I don't want to miss an opportunity to see us beat the Patriots. And now that Tom Brady's not there, I think our chances are a little bit better. However, we are, we have a few issues of our own, but so does New England. So I expect this to be a really good game. I like the home field because obviously when you're playing Belichick, you want to get every advantage that you can get against New England, and I like the home field. And I believe Mike and I, we chose somewhere right around 21-20, 21-14, give or take, on both of our predictions for this.
Yep.
And like I said, even though we are ending season 2, we will be back to start season 3 early Monday morning, and we will be talking about that game.
No rest for the wicked.
Speaking of wicked, what's the deal with this, Mike? So we know more as Steeler fans, but a few years back in the playoffs, we faced the Bengals. And there was a game when Juju Smith-Schuster runs over Perfect, the linebacker. And there was this famous shot of Juju standing over Perfect. And we started selling it on T-shirts here in Pittsburgh, and it became a pretty popular image. Now, rewind to last Sunday. There is also now a new image that's kind of going viral, if you will. And the image is Jamar Chase flipping off Minka after something had definitely gone our way. I don't know specifically at what point of the game that happened, but I know that Minka blocked a field goal. He ran an interception back for a touchdown. He had about 14 tackles. This could have happened at any point during the game. But there is an infamous image of Chase flipping the bird to Minka Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Now, I personally think this is stupid because it wasn't like something good happened and you're, like when you ran over perfect, it was something to brag about. Look what happened. You knocked your guy out. We burnt, the guy that's getting flipped off burnt the other team all day long. And the guy is upset out of anger because he's losing and getting defeated by this team that they weren't expecting to lose to. And he flips our guy off.
Yeah.
So tell me, Mike, if you could please expand a little bit here and tell me what it is that's the Cincinnati folks are so drawn to about this image and why they're making a big deal and they're making shirts and it's not like anything was actually accomplished.
Yeah, like nothing was accomplished on the Bengals' end. Like you said, it's Minka Fitzpatrick was the reason they lost that game. And, Jamar Chase, he had a nice game. He had what they thought was going to be the game-winning touchdown until Minka blocked it. And Jamar Chase had numerous chances in that game to win the game before that. He had that one touchdown or the one catch that was just short of the end zone. If he catches that, he's in there. So I think the fans and the media are making a big deal out of it because I saw on Pro Football Focus on their Twitter, they showed that picture and they're saying like, oh, you can't stop Jamar Chase or Jamar Chase is a beast. I'm like, he's the one who they lost in that game.
Yeah.
He's like, I love Jamar Chase. I think he's one of the best receivers in the league. Definitely top 5. And this happens in every game. You have two of the best players in the game just jawing back and forth. And like Jamar said, that's the first time I've ever been caught doing that on camera. So that means he does it a lot to those guys. Receivers and DBs, they just nonstop. You got the divas on the offense and the divas on the defense yapping at each other. So there was some good shit talking going on between those two. Absolutely. And I really don't think it was like Jamar losing his cool. It's just him and Minka trying to get in each other's head back and forth, and then now it's the fans blowing this picture out of proportion. Like you lost the game, you're gonna sell shirts from something that happened when you lost, when you were favorites. You come off a Super Bowl loss. You went to the Super Bowl and you're playing against a team who got blown out in the playoffs, the team that you have destroyed the previous 3 games that you've played them. If you wanted a shirt, you could have got something from one of those games where you beat us, not this one where you lost. It makes no sense to me. This shows it's a fan base who does not know winning.
Ain't that the truth?
That's what it is. I don't fault any of the players involved in this. It's the fan base not knowing how you're supposed to act as a winning organization or a winning fan base.
And to even make that a little bit more sweet, the 412 went over to Western Ohio and just dominated them recently. Of course, the Steelers that we're talking about, but not only that, the last place Pirates, who the Reds probably expected to beat a couple times at least. The Pirates. Yeah, you heard that right. The Pirates. They went to Ohio and swept the Reds these past 4 days. So people in Cincinnati is probably feeling real shitty. And I think that it shows because you're putting actually a picture of you losing and being frustrated about it as something to celebrate. And like Mike said, they don't know how to win. I don't recall the last time. I think the early 90s might have been the last time the Reds won a World Series, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. The Bengals obviously 0-3 in the Super Bowl. They don't have any other pro sports teams. So this team is very, I don't know, disconnected from winning in this city and these fans. And I think they're confused. Mike.
They are. They have no idea how to act. It's weak. Just to do that is so stupid. Make that
lame.
It's lame. That's what I'm looking for. It's lame. Unless, we make a shirt like that, would be awesome.
Well,
But no, like you said, we
equivalent
did it. We did it with with Juju. Actually, that affected the outcome of the game, and we won that game. This had no bearing on the game, and you lose the game, and you're gonna make a shirt. Low rent.
It's like when we lost to New England to get knocked out of the playoffs. Like taking, our frustration and making a shirt. Let's say, for example, if you could rewind back to 04 when we lost to New England in the AFC Championship the second time, and they won 41-27.
Yeah.
It was a 1 touchdown game until Corey Dillon breaks around the corner and he scores a touchdown to make it 41-7.
Yep.
And if you remember, that fan in the front row whips his terrible towel at Corey Dillon.
Yeah.
That would be the same thing if we would take that picture of that guy out of frustration whipping his terrible towel and making a shirt or videos, or it's just stupid. I just don't understand the logic of what's going on in the minds of people in Cincinnati.
Do you really want to get in the minds of Bengals fans?
No. I'm already over it. I forgot what we were talking about. All right. Mike.
Yes.
Here's something interesting that I came across this morning. Now, in Dallas, they got big problems in Dallas with their quarterback situation. Dak Prescott hurt his thumb. They don't know how long he's going to be out.
Yeah, he's going to be out
But
a while.
I do have a list of possible quarterbacks and the odds that they may be the next Dallas Cowboy quarterback. You want to hear that?
I'm ready for it.
Okay, so Cooper Rush is the guy that's next in line. Dallas wants to be a competitive team this year. They want to be a competitor, have a chance. They think that Cooper Rush is not the guy. So the odds for the next quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, or who at least they want to go with, Garrett Gilbert is a 4-1. Garrett Gilbert is 4-1 odds to become the Cowboys' temporary quarterback. Obviously, a lot of people talking Mason Rudolph, which those talks have never happened. It's a lot of speculation amongst fans. I'll get to him in a minute. The next on the list, Ben DiNucci. He's a 5-1 odds to be the Dallas Cowboys' next quarterback. Of course, we know Ben, he is from he's from the area here. I can't remember if it was Pine Richland or one of them schools up there, but DiNucci, very familiar with it. Gardner Minshew.
Oh, no
Gardner
way.
Minshew, 6-1. Nick Foles, 11-2. 11-2 odds. Mason Rudolph, 14-1 odds. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Now they list retired quarterbacks and the odds that they may become the Dallas Cowboys' next quarterback. 13-2 odds, Ryan Fitzpatrick. 66-1 odds, Andrew Luck.
Oh, he's never coming out of retirement.
50-1 odds, Phillip Rivers. 66-1 odds, Drew Brees. And finally, 50-1 odds, Ben Roethlisberger. Yes, you heard it right. Ben Roethlisberger is amongst a group of names to possibly become the Dallas Cowboys' next quarterback. Don't blow that out of proportion. That's never going to happen.
Never.
Sorry. I don't know if I mentioned Rudolph. He was a 14-1.
Yeah, he was 14-1. Yeah, I don't see them. I don't see like Breeze coming out of retirement, Rivers, Big Ben. No.
And that's why the odds are so high.
Yeah, but I can see them maybe swinging a trade for, depending on like the cap situation and everything. So like a Nick Foles or the Gardner Minshew. Mason Rudolph is going nowhere. I think the Steelers are going to keep him around as an insurance policy because they know how bad that line is. So why get rid of a quarterback in case one of the other two get hurt?
I think the Minshew or Foles or DiNucci, I think all three of them guys would suffice for the amount of time that they need them.
Yeah, because like DiNucci, he played a couple games for me. Nothing spectacular.
He's mobile. He can move around. And like you said, nothing spectacular.
Unless Jerry Jones goes crazy and says, I got to go get a quarterback and gives a lot of money for one of these backups. I'm surprised they haven't gone after Jimmy G.
Yeah. I'm surprised his name's not even on the list.
Yeah.
But they do. I mean, they want to stay competitive. And the thing is, with this injury, they just don't know how long it's going to be. It's a thumb. Is it going to be long term? Is it going to be short term? Is it going to be required to get surgery? So I mean, that all goes into play too. I mean, you could ride a Nick Foles out for a month to 6 weeks. I think the guy's been there, done that. Is he the best ever? No, but I think he can keep your team in the game long enough till you get your starting quarterback back out onto the field. Same with Gardner Minshew. I think that he could do a decent job. They're obviously not pulling in. They're not pulling in a franchise quarterback. There's no way. I don't even think that. Don't even speculate that. It's going to be one of these guys, one of these lower tier guys. It's decent, solid, like a Minshew, like Foles, which is where I think was with one of them kind of guys, Foles, Minshew, or DiNucci. Those are my three that I suspect which one of them will be the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. But when I first opened my phone this morning and I seen that Ben was on the list of these quarterbacks, I don't think there's anything I ever did faster in my life than opened up that article.
Yeah, because I vaguely saw something or quickly saw something yesterday. It had like Ben to the Cowboys. I'm like, are they really that desperate, or are people just throwing random nonsense at the walls? Because he seems happy in retirement.
Absolutely. He's not good. Listen, he was God in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
He's been God since day one in Pittsburgh. And whatever kind of little tiff that they might have had there recently, I don't even know. I wasn't paying much attention to it, but this guy's not going to Dallas. He knows he's God in Pittsburgh. He's going to be enshrined in Canton for being a Steeler. The guy's career was pretty much the perfect quarterback from Pittsburgh's career. I'd say, with the exception of the 2 Super Bowls that Terry Bradshaw won, that Ben didn't. I think that's what people would use as the only major difference, which I don't even consider that a major difference. Career-wise, number-wise, he's, 4th, 5th best all time. So many different things for passing. This guy's not going anywhere. He got his numbers. He's got, pure nonsense.
Yeah.
But the guys that will be possibly wearing that star are, like the guys that was 5-1, 6-1, and even that Garrett Gilbert, who I'm not even sure who that is.
And me either. I looked him up. Like the last thing I saw from him was like 2013.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he's a 4-1, so I mean he's got the best chances, which makes me laugh even harder because out of all these names I read, the one that I would probably I'd want the least would be Garrett Gilbert.
Yeah, me too. Unless there's another Garrett Gilbert out there, but
and it couldn't have happened to a better team. I just fucking love it. I
know the Cry Boys. I can't stand them.
Yeah,
I hate them.
Let's do a little talking about the game this weekend. Like we do have a little chance to talk about the New England Patriots Steeler game on Sunday. I can't wait to get our grubby little paws on Mac Jones.
Oh, Mac Jones and his bad back.
Yeah. Highsmith coming from the backside, a nice, one of them sacks where your head flies back. I just can't wait. I can't
get
wait
that little whiplash. Yeah.
I see that they have a couple, familiar names on their defense, but as far as I know, their defense isn't anything great. They let up 20 to Miami this past weekend in a 20-7 loss, I do believe. So I think we have a good shot. I was talking to somebody earlier today, and I was telling them, I mean, these next 3 games are totally winnable. We just got to go out there, figure out ways to win and execute and get those 3 wins. And we can start out 4-0. You got to wait maybe 2-3 more weeks for Watt to be back. Yeah. And here's another thing: we can't be sitting around waiting for Watt to get back. You got to do what you got to do. You got to continue on. You got to play. So the burden is on this coaching staff to and leaders on the team to remind people that that's the case. I mean, this is football, and you guys are all professional football players, and there's no reason that this defense can't be outstanding without Watt for the next month. because the defense is good. We've seen that. We had 4 interceptions, 7 sacks. And the Bengals weren't a bad team. That's
No.
another point that I want to drive home. This wasn't a team that we were supposed to go out and dominate. This wasn't a team. This is a team that just came off the Super Bowl. This is a team that was expected to beat us big at home. This is a team that they waited all off season. They lost their last big game. They couldn't wait to chomping at the bit to get back out there, get a win under their belt, and get moving. And that didn't happen. Steelers came in your backyard and knocked your fucking teeth out. So that's one thing that we have to drive home as well. This was no bad team, and in the offense especially. So that just tells me that the defense should be able to hold up their end of the deal and get us through these next 2 games. And as crazy as it could be, we could be sitting at 4-0.
Yeah, 4-0 or 3-1. That the one against Cleveland for me can go either way, because I think both defenses are really good and it's going to come down to the offenses. But back on this one, man, if some reports out of New England, they were saying it's, they need to let Mac Jones air the ball out, throw more, but they have their wide receiving core is not that good.
Yeah.
Your biggest name player on there is now Nelson Aguilar, who couldn't hack it in Philly. It was a bust. Every other receiver's average. So if they want to throw it, because I think our secondary is just going to blanket their receivers. This is not the New England offense of old where you had to worry about all those quick little Ryan's favorite quick little white guys coming out of nowhere that you never heard of. These are just now a bunch of guys that do not have that ability. And our secondary, I think, is going to hold them down. They don't have those big explosive tight ends like they had when they had Gronkowski and before all the murders, Aaron Hernandez. So their running back situation is not the greatest either. So in the play calling, you have Matt Patricia and someone else who are more defensive minded coaches calling their offense.
Right.
This is not the New England of old.
No, absolutely not.
And
I think, in the same breath, Mike, you could also talk about Mitch Trubisky throwing down the field.
Yeah.
Did you see that chart where they showed, where he threw it? He literally threw 4 passes in the middle of the field more than 10 yards.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was that one where he broke, he escaped on that broken play and he hit Freiermuth at the last moment in the middle of the field. And he had a nice game. But the other 3 plays that were beyond 10 yards in the middle of the field were incomplete. There was a couple down both sidelines. Obviously, we remember the Deontay Johnson amazing catch and a couple others. But like I said, in the middle of the field, 10 yards or more, he threw 4 passes. One of them were complete. So, I mean, you can say the same about us. I mean, where's the most intriguing matchup in this? Remember last week, the Bengals offense and the Steelers defense? What do you think is the big matchup this week?
Oh, God. I really don't see one. Because I'm looking at their roster and no one's really jumping out at me. To be honest with you, their receiving core, their line, maybe. I don't know how good their offensive line is, to be honest with you, but no, there's no real faction of this game of their roster. I mean, that really stands out to me.
At least when Brady was on the team, you knew who the no names were.
Yeah, because he elevated them.
Who the hell this team has right now, to be honest.
Yeah, Damian Harris, he's not bad. He's a running back from Alabama, drafted in 2019. He's career 1,600 yards, 17 touchdowns. Not bad. Averaging 7.8 yards a carry in his career. So, he looks to be their most dangerous player on offense. And Mac Jones, for what he did last year, is compared to this year's, he had a really good,
What's his 7 average from? Is that just from this past week, or is that for?
That's his Damian Harris. That's his career average.
Okay.
Yeah, he has 352 carries, almost 1,700 yards. That's 4.8. I was looking at his receiving average.
I was gonna say,
yeah. I was like, damn, man, that's pretty good.
I was trying to get around to that. I think that our defense should do an okay job. Like I said, we held Mixon, who put up mad numbers against us last year.
Yeah.
We made adjustments, we made changes, we brought guys in. We're doing good things, especially on defense. And like I said, this is a totally winnable game this time around. We're not up there. We're at home. We have that going for us. So I think that we have just enough maybe to win this game. As we said, maybe 21-14, 21-20, give or take. I expect the game to go that route.
Me too. I'm looking at their stats from last week. Mac Jones was 21 of 30, but he only had 1 touchdown and 1 pick. 2 sacks. Was not that good of performance.
Yeah.
Like they had 78 yards rushing. They're just not that impressive. And they had 3 sacks. It's not bad. Nowhere near the 7 that we had.
Right.
But I
They
don't know.
had 3?
Yeah, they had 3 sacks. Yeah.
So did Highsmith.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So it's really not. I'm really not that concerned. So that kind of concerns me.
Yeah.
It's because they're kind of like an average team to where we have, the potential on defense to be a damn good defense. And they're all, Patriots offense is not what it was. Even last year, their offense was pretty good, but this year it's just not going that well. And if Mac Jones is still dealing with a back injury or back problems, that's going to affect you.
Speaking of quarterbacks, did you see Joe Flacco threw the ball 59 times the other day against Baltimore?
No, I didn't even look at the box score on that game.
Yeah, it was something crazy, like 36 of 59 or 30, whatever it was. The guy threw the ball, all day. Which I thought was funny. It was against his old team. He's not really that great of a quarterback.
Yeah. 37 of 59.
37 of 59. There you have it. And they lost.
That's insane.
Yes. So here we go. We got week two coming up. I am so excited about this New England Patriots game. Like I really am. I would get excited about the Patriots game when they had Tom Brady, when you knew that, it probably wasn't going to be good. I'm really excited about this one because it's time for a little payback. And you know what? There isn't really much better than beating the Patriots if you're a Steeler fan.
No, it's anytime you can beat New England, it feels good.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Their run defense might not be that bad. Dolphins ran the ball 23 times, only had 65 yards total.
Okay.
So there might be an issue there between our O-line and their D-line, but I think that's going to be, no matter who we play, like we've been saying even before all through preseason, all last week, it's that offensive line. It's that offensive line is going to be the determining factor of how we do. And
what did Najee finish with last week? About 18 yards, 20 yards, give or take?
Something like that. It was not that impressive.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not anything that's really super concerning me. Again, I think this team has to go out. They got to play. We're an ugly team. We're a team that has to win with our defense. We're not flashy. We're not pretty. We don't have divas on the offensive side of the ball. We're the Steelers. This is a Steelers kind of team. This is the kind of team that I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
So they got to go back and they got to do the fundamentals. They have to do the small things really well. And I think that they can do that. We win this game. I'll be surprised if New England comes down here and beats us.
I will be too, just because this is how nondescript that team is this year.
Yeah,
and I think it's being proven out that Bill Belichick may be the greatest coach of all time, but he is not that good of a general manager. Because the way this team is built, it's not that impressive. I'd be surprised if we lose. Shocked if we lost. Disappointed.
That's a lifetime. That amount of time is a lifetime that the Patriots have been good. So to see them, if they start out 0-2, that's like a holiday here.
Yeah, it is. And that's all. Heads will be, I just want to know how New England's fans and the media will take them if they start out 0-2, looking the way they did against Miami. And if they come out the same way against us, that's going to be. I just wonder how fast it will take for the fan base and the media to turn on Belichick. That's going to be the thing right there. That's what I want to see. It would be nice to watch the Patriots stumble and fall and falter and just have a
Win this
terrible
game.
year, and then I just want to see the reaction from that media in Boston
Absolutely.
if they're going to go after Belichick.
And like I was saying,
And how would he react to being on the hot seat?
yeah, and like I said, I feel that we're better than the Miami Dolphins. They have some bright spots, of course they do. A matter of fact, every NFL team has some bright spots because, again, I say it over and over. These guys are all professional football players on the biggest stage of So I feel that we're better than Miami. I feel that we could put together a better game plan than Miami, and I feel that we will win this game. And I can't wait. And if I'm not even gonna say if we lose. We're not gonna lose. We're gonna beat New England.
We better.
There's something good.
Oh no, we better beat them because we need this year more than ever. It's important to stack the wins early because this schedule does not get any better as the season goes on. It gets harder.
After this first quarter, the whole entire season, it's tough. I mean, there's not many games
it's like a who's who of like playoff bound teams. Teams that could potentially go to the Super Bowl.
So there you have it, everybody. Mike, did you see this guy? World's most followed TikToker gets paid as much as $750,000 per post. KB Lane, 22 years old, credits his success to binge watching American cartoons. Now he has 149.5 million followers, and he's on track to make $10 million this year.
What was the name again?
KB Lane, KHABYLANE.
Oh, this guy! I love this guy.
Yes,
he's great. I love him. Okay,
he's obviously great. He's pulling in $750,000, $750,000 every post he puts up.
This guy's great. I don't know if you've ever seen any of his videos. People will have like these life hack videos, and they'll do this elaborate setup, and he's just sitting there like. Then he'll pick something up, and if it's like just to say like, oh, to take this string and make it shorter, and they go through this elaborate setup, and he just goes, snip, cuts the string.
Yeah,
done. It's so basic, and everyone gets it, and just the way his facial expressions, the way he looks at these people doing stupid things, and he's great. I love it. It's so minimal.
I'm not sure where he's from.
Hold on. I have this here. Senegal.
And he learned a lot of his English at a young age from watching Mr. Rogers, apparently. Mr. Rogers.
Who does not love Mr. Rogers?
Who has not learned how to talk from Mr. Rogers? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Every fucking kid watches Mr. Rogers at some point in their life.
Yeah. But dude has 2.3 billion likes. Just going to throw that out there.
North Dakota. A woman brings a raccoon into a bar. Now that bar is on rabies alert for possible overexposure.
I love it. Like, raccoons are the best.
It was her raccoon. It was
her pet. Raccoon. It was a pet raccoon?
It was her, yeah. It was her raccoon.
How the hell does your pet raccoon have rabies? Like, you're a terrible pet owner.
I think that it was just more of the people of the establishment making it more out of it than it needed to be. You brought your fucking. I don't know what they do in North Dakota, but fuck.
Who can't? This is why no one cares about the Dakotas, people. I'm sorry if you're living there now and you're watching us. No one cares about you. That's why like no one campaigns there. You're legit a flyover state. You got more cows than people. Probably
nobody campaigns there, and
It was like what President Obama went to like every state and visited a couple territories, but he never went to. It was like one of the Dakotas, North or South Dakota, he never went to. It's like
It's
a
like
long
get bit
line
by
of.
Arabian
Yeah,
infested
he was like
raccoon.
he
I
knew,
wouldn't
he
know
knew,
either.
he had his time machine, and he saw that thing coming. He's like, nope, not chancing it. It's a beautiful state, though. There's a lot of beautiful scenery out there, so
I
I
can
can understand
imagine.
what. Yeah, because no one lives there. It's pristine.
Yes. What I want to do now, Mike, I
After
want to
I
talk a
bash the
little bit.
entire state of North Dakota.
What's that?
After I bash the entire state of North Dakota and lose all of our subscribers.
Those 4 people won't matter. What I want to do, Mike, I want to kind of give a small shout out. Let's kind of go through this list of people that were on our show this season and just kind of give a small shout out because I'm very, very grateful for each and every one of them.
Yes.
The show became what it was this season, because of them as much as anything else that we did. So
Yeah.
Start way back at the end of the year, moving into the new year, we had a special that we announced. We announced our second season in the special. Fred the Elephant Boy from the Howard Stern Show Whack Pack, High Pitch Eric from the Howard Stern Show Whack Pack, and also Sassy Cassie. Mike, you remember Sassy Cassie?
Sassy Cassie,
the world's shortest stripper. She was 2'11". Is that what 2'11"? Does that sound right?
I think that was right. Yeah.
Holy shit! So thank you to them. Episode 1, Balls from Elwood, a good friend of ours and his wife Xtina. They came on the show. Love them.
Yes, that was a fun time.
Absolutely. Fred the Elephant Boy once again. We featured him in season 2, episode 2. Third show we want to thank from the beginning of the season was Aurora Snow, who of course we just week. Aurora, we would thank her. Let's see, Hit 'em Hard Music, the guys. We had all the guys, Mike. They all piled into the studio. Do you remember that day?
Oh, I remember that day.
When that was the day that we meet Romeitis.
Yep, who you handed the microphone to, and afterwards, Cigarello was like, "I've known him a long time. I've never heard him talk. This is gonna be interesting."
So we do want to thank Cigarella's Dust Prime, Sinister, and Bromeitis.
Yes.
The Bird Blonde. We love the Bird Blonde.
She was great.
April Marie, she's doing great things. Everybody, keep your eye open for her, especially if you're here in the city of Pittsburgh or in the region. She's doing a lot of things. She's acting, she's modeling. She, of course, has the book out. Very great book. I recommend it 100 times over. Bird Blonde. And then we had the episode where we were on Balls from Elwood show.
Yeah.
They interviewed us.
Yes.
Wendy Rounds was the actress in the Carver House. She also did some modeling. Other work you could find her in out there. She's from around the area here. Wendy Rounds. Sabu, the ECW legend, the Hall of Famer, but don't say that because he doesn't like it.
No, he does not. Or a hardcore legend either.
Hardcore legend. Don't call him what he is because he will get pissed.
I like it. He's not buying into the gimmick.
No, but this next show was Scarlett, the OnlyFans model.
Yes.
And this was one of our favorites because we actually got to paint her boobs. Mike, you remember painting her boobs?
I remember. Little hearts.
It was a Valentine's Day special.
Yes.
Scarlett, the OnlyFans model, come into the studio, and she let both Mike and I paint hearts right over her nipples. That was fun. Good times. And then after that, we got into some extra shows where we were doing the recaps and the throwbacks, the jukebox show, of course. Dawn Laurie, another attractive model actress from the Pittsburgh area here. She was also in the Carver House alongside Wendy Round. She's doing other things in the area. You can always look her up and find her. Jump Off JD with this two-parter.
That was such a good interview. Go back and listen to that one.
Yes.
One of my favorites from this year.
Love JD. And then the next one we had damn near the whole crew from the 400 block.
Yeah.
And I think that I had Devin and this was the one where you was mispronouncing Sniper's name.
Yeah.
You called him Simba or some shit.
So I called him Sinfa instead of Snifa, and it was Devin and oh my god, I'm blanking on him. I'm blanking. I can see his name.
I can see
J
his
Guns.
face.
Yeah, J Guns.
Give me time. I'll come. I got just 50,000 things here. It's bugging me. I know what his real name is. I can think of his face. Give me a minute on his stage name. And then let's see. We got Matt Zillick. Matt Zillick was the producer, the director, who is actually the boyfriend of the Bird Blonde, who we spoke about earlier. So they got this whole thing going together, and they put movies together, and great stuff. Check them out, Matt Zillick. Another one of my favorites, Mike, the Vermin Supreme.
That one was good. That one was good.
You know, and I want to know, because he was only a phone interview, I want to know if he had his boot on his head the whole time I was talking.
That would have been great. Back to the 400 block hit, J Guns. I was right.
J Guns.
Yeah, I thought
Guns.
that's what it was. I did not want to say it until I got it right. Yeah, it was J Guns.
I'm mentally retarded. Don't go by me.
Like I could see his face clear as day. I talked to him a couple times after the interview. Yeah.
Cricket the Gift.
Cricket the Gift
for coming by from Cleveland.
That one, another really good interview. That's when we broke. Isn't that the one where we broke the news about Amari Cooper being traded to the Browns?
We did. We did it.
We did.
Air.
He was all pumped for that. He was like, hell yeah.
He is a Browns fan, unfortunately, but we were the people that broke it to him that they got Amari Cooper. So yay to us. Little Bambino.
Yeah, that was another good one.
The Splash Gang. LBR Trap and BMM Mizzle.
That one.
Now that show. Well, that was the second one. Let me catch up. Let me catch up to it, because this was still the first one we did by phone. We got a better.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Exclusive interview with Morgan Gruber, of course, from American Idol.
Yes, that was a nice.
She just moved down to Memphis, to Tennessee, to work on her career. Good luck to her. Thank you for talking to us. Peso Pack, another talented,
very talented rapper from the area.
Regional rapper, absolutely. The first Tempo FYF. We found out that he was pussy pounding Potter.
That was another really good interview.
We got a little work with him on over the vacation here. I'll talk to you about after the show.
All right.
Dickman Slick. Another one.
Yes, that was another that was a good interview.
Yes. Okay, so now we're going to loop back around here. So Splash Gang. Let's see. Okay, so Tempo FYF and BMM Mizzle. I don't really
LBR Trap.
Show.
LBR Trap and BBM Mizzle.
I hardly remember this episode. I don't know why, but I just don't.
Those guys came to party. And three of the biggest blunts I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
We got contact highs. Those gentlemen, to them, it was like a walk in the park, like it was nothing. We Facebook Live that one. And at one point, you and BBM Mizzle were talking about one thing. Me and LBR Trap were talking about another rapper who passed away, and he was playing some of the music for me. And when I
feel that nobody knew that the other people were in the room at that moment.
I don't think so. And it was my buddy was watching it on Facebook Live. He's like, "How high are you?" Like, I am gone. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who I'm talking to. Well, then I think at one point, though, I started talking to BBM Mizzle, who was on this opposite corner of me. Then you started talking to LBR Trap. So we had like multiple conversations going on out of the blue. It was a fun interview.
It was like, like you're at somebody's house celebrating Christmas or Thanksgiving, and you're talking to the person across the room, and the person next to you talking to this person. And
it was,
that was a really, really fun interview. Like I said, I don't remember it much, but I do know it was a lot of fun.
That one was a lot of fun. Then that one was then immediately after we had like a half-hour window to sober up, and that's when Stickman Slick came
Slick
out.
shows up.
And then Stickman goes, "Hey guys, you mind if I smoke?" And we're just like, no,
Yeah.
no. But yeah, sure, go ahead.
He
Then
pulled out
smoked.
a couple fat guy fingers too. Them blunts weren't.
And then halfway through that one, I zoned out, and that's when my math skills failed me.
Yeah, that's right. Your terrible math. That was
My terrible math. And he just looked at me like, okay, moving on.
Then we had the two-parter with Shane Douglas, the franchise, of course, from
that was a nice one.
well known from the ECW days. Also wrestled in the WCW and the WWF back in the day. He is a Pittsburgh guy. We talked to him. We had two. He was a two-part episode.
Yep.
Let's see. And then after that, we made the transition and we went over to video.
Yeah. Episode 51 is the first one that we had online, I believe.
And then also we had Cigarillos come back in.
Yep, we had Cigarillos. That was a good
album.
One. Yep.
We had Mike's episode. We had your solo act.
My solo episode. That was that was a rough one.
That was classic.
Hey, I think now though I'd be able to handle it a lot better.
And then right around May 9, we start talking about the quarterback controversy.
Oh wow.
May 9.
Wow.
The Arkansas love story.
That was fun. R.I.P.
The gay dog. The bidet. The vagina candles.
You love those vagina candles. Now we can get vagina cookies.
And then the end of May, that's when we went and we hosted the event down at Frank's Original Grill in Beaver Falls, which was the Hit 'em Hard production. It was all those rappers, all the rappers from the region. They all came together. Great time. We put an episode together on June 1st for that. It was an all music episode. We had our gay Pride Day. We had a guest come on. We talked about that. Kind of blowing through some of the and then the very first time that we had Casey obviously she's the TikTok girl, the superstar in TikTok. She's almost up to, I forget what it is, 100,000 follows.
It's somewhere like it's insane.
It's insane. It's astronomical. You want to go check her out, everybody, on TikTok. July 1st, we had the kid who died and came back to life.
Yes, that was another very good interview. And this, like the way he's in that interview, the way he was hoping, like, he just so calm and cool about it and everything, and no like hate, which was
that was Noah.
That was a good, that was a very good interview. Very good interview.
Several times his lung was hanging out.
Yeah, the composure that he had to keep himself alive.
Casey, the TikTok star, shows up again for episode 100. She helped us celebrate our 100th episode.
Yep.
Sly Levy.
That was another fun one.
Yes.
I love that one. That was Sly was the best.
Casey again on episode 110. Casey again on episode 115. There we go. We got Joker Trey.
Yes.
Joker Trey, we want to thank her.
Yes, and she's on numerous times. That first one though was really fun.
Yes.
And they are all really fun when she was on, but it's just, it's always that first one getting to know someone and their sense of humor and how everyone just gelled.
We had the one with Sly Levy and Joker Trey.
Yeah, that was yes, the would you or would you not do them episode.
That's right.
Yeah, that one was fun.
A lot of Pittsburgh Steeler football.
Oh yeah,
the Savior, the hodgepodge.
Yeah, a hodgepodge is nothing.
Things really started to heat up with the football.
Yeah, football rolling.
Tempo FYF comes back on. El Dune. That's one that I was pumped up about.
Yes.
August 25th, we had Nirvana.
Yeah, that was a
Nirvana,
very
the artist, the hot artist.
Smart PhD
Yes.
or no, doctorate. No, master's degree. Yes.
Trox.
Yes.
Troxel from
Troxel Sports.
Stream.
That one was a banger. I love that one.
Yes.
That one flew by.
And of course, just last week we had Miss Pandora, the Kinky Cougar and Fetish model.
That one with talk about that another fun interview. She was great.
Yeah. We got to see her feet. And then of course, just this past Tuesday, we had our friend Aurora Snow back on.
Yes.
And in a nutshell, like I said, I just wanted to cover the people that came in. There's definitely a lot more episodes you can get on and check out. People, there's 150 plus the extras from the recap show, the music show, the throwback show. There's well over 150 people. So take these next couple of days when we are on vacation, get caught up on some of the older episodes. But I want to thank every single one of the people that I mentioned. Also, the president of the Itty Bitty Titty Committee, our co-host Allie. She want to send a thank you out to her, and also special thank you to a dentist out there. I just want to mention him, a dentist that we know. He actually is the one who
coined your new name.
Yes, he yes.
I love it.
He made up my new name, so I want to throw that up to him. And anybody else who may have been in any way involved, people that helped guests get to the studio, people that, just any capacity, anybody that helped make this season, I want to say thank you.
Yes.
From the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of my dumb heart, I want to say thank you. Thank you very much. Mike, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about the website, would you?
twodumbyinzers.com, spelled just like it is back on Ryan's board. And for those listening on Spotify, it's the number 2 DUMYINZERS.com. Head over there. We have links to Spotify, YouTube. If you want to catch out every episode we have, follow that YouTube or Spotify link. Every single episode we've ever done is on Spotify. We have a link to the merchandise store on there, link to the email. All this fun stuff is at twodumbyinzers.com.
I got one last trivia for you, Mike. Trivia of
right.
season 2. You got your pencil?
I got my pencil.
All right. So here we go. This trivia is going to be about the show. Since today is the last show of season 2,
Ooh,
getting ready to kick off season 3 in a couple of days. This question will be from the show. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Can you name the first and last guests from both season 1 and season 2? The first guest, the last guest of season 1, the first guest, and the last guest of season 2. I have my Spotify set up in front of me. I could try to get you know what? I'm not going to try to fight it. I'll make the music. I'll sing it in my head. How's that?
Oh, that works. Man. So the first guest of this season. Oh God.
All right. The music in my head has stopped playing. Michael, last trivia question of the year.
Right.
Who was the very first and last guest of season 1? And who's the very first and last guest of season 2? What did you come up with?
So season 1, first guests were Prime and Dust.
That's right.
And to close out that season was Cigarellos and Jump Off JD.
All right.
To close out season 2 was Aurora Snow.
All right.
Now to start season 2. Now are we talking the special episode?
No, the first guest,
Well,
official guest.
Well, first, I'm going to go with the Elephant Boy. I can't remember.
Elephant Boy.
Yeah.
That is incorrect. The very first of the season was Balls from Elwood.
Oh, that's right. The Elephant Boy, and then we're on the special.
Elephant Boy was the second show, but hey,
Oh, the second show. I got him confused.
It's all right. You didn't really do too good this month anyway, so I'm just gonna scrap the scores from this month, and we'll start fresh with season 3.
There we go. I like that.
But hey,
are we doing our NFL pick'em real quick, or are we just doing the Steeler game?
You got the teams in front of you. Pull them up. Let's do it real quick. If you could pull it up real quick.
I can pull it up real quick. ESPN. All righty. So
all right, give us the teams.
Jets at Cleveland.
Cleveland.
I'm taking Cleveland as well. Commanders versus the Lions.
You know, I want to go with the Lions so bad. But you know what? I'm going to go with the team formerly known as the Redskins because Donovan Jeter did go there here from our hometown. I'm going to take them this week. I'll probably regret it.
So, all right, I'm going to take the Lions. We got Tampa Bay versus New Orleans.
I take Tampa Bay.
Me too. Carolina versus the Giants.
Giants.
Me too. New England.
Pittsburgh.
I'm taking Pittsburgh as well. Indy versus Jacksonville. I am taking Indy.
I'll take Jacksonville.
Ooh. Miami versus Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Yeah, same here. Atlanta versus the Rams.
The Rams.
I'm taking the Rams as well. We have Seattle versus San Fran.
I think, you know, the obvious thing for this one would be Seattle just because that what they did and what San Francisco did. But I'm going to go with San Francisco. I don't see them starting 0-2.
I'm taking Seattle. Then we have Cincinnati versus Dallas.
Unfortunately, Cincinnati.
Same here. Houston versus Denver.
Yeah. I'm going to go Denver.
That's who I went with. Arizona versus the Raiders.
Arizona.
Yeah, I'm going there too. And we got Chicago versus Green Bay.
Let's go Chicago.
See, I'm going Green Bay.
Chicago beat San Francisco and Green Bay gets blown out by Minnesota. I'm going to go Chicago on that.
All right. So we have tonight's matchup, which is the Chargers versus the Chiefs.
I think the Chiefs win.
I'm going to go with the Chargers.
Who's the Monday night game?
We have 2 Monday night games. We have Tennessee versus Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm going Buffalo as well. And then we have Minnesota versus Philly.
That should be a good one. Just from what happened last week. They're both 1-0. One team beats the Lions by 3. The other team dominates. Green Bay. Give me Minnesota.
That's who I'm taking as well.
Is there a Sunday night game?
Shit. No, I went through all the game. The Sunday night game, I'm sorry, was the Green Bay, Chicago.
Okay. So there you have it. We come back for season 3 next week. We'll see how we did on our picks. I think that I'm going to turn it around this week. I am going to improve. My picks are going to improve as the year goes on. Of course, I think I only won 5 games last week. I expect to at least double that. I'm going to double that this week, Mike.
Okay, you got Pitt versus Western Michigan.
Absolutely.
Are you taking Pitt?
Yeah.
All right. So am I. And then PSU versus Auburn. I'm going to take Auburn.
I'll take Penn State.
Ooh, one of us is confident in my team.
No, I just don't want to take Auburn.
All right. Yeah, that's football pick'em.
There you have it. There's the pick of that. That's a little bonus we threw on the end here for you.
Yes.
I didn't have that in the plans for today because, like I said, we're a little thrown off by the day. Everything. We'll be
You're-
back
yeah,
Monday.
you're a
Season 3 will
mess.
be ready to kick off. I promise you that. That is the only thing that I know. I might not know much, but I do know that we will be back Monday, 11 o'clock, same time,
Yes.
same channel, everything season 3 kicking off. I do want to thank everybody so much. Everybody, we
Yes.
appreciate you from the bottom of our hearts. Again, the season wouldn't be what it was without you. We appreciate, very grateful. Thank you so much. And we look forward to continuing having these relationships with people that we met along the way. We're going to see these faces again. We're going to meet new faces. Everybody, you're going to want to come back. Season 3 is going to be great. Mike, do you have anything before we take off for our long vacation?
No, just echoing what you said. Thank you, everyone. Not just
Absolutely.
the guests, but the listeners and viewers as well. Greatly appreciate everyone.
Right. Hey, you guys have a good weekend. Enjoy the football games. A lot of good football this week. If you're a Steeler fan, let's go Steelers. Beat them Patriots. Other than that, for Ryan, Mike, the two dumb Yinzers in season 2, we are going to be it's gonna be it. Next time you see us, it's gonna be a brand new season. So for us here at Two Dumb Yinzers, we thank you so much.